How is it going, everyone? I'm going to go over the daily plan, live market commentary, and as well my trades. I've been sharing all my trades this week, either through the YouTube here or StockTwits. So let's get into the trades. I took 3 trades today, all wins, and yeah, let's get into it. So starting off, as we always do, is starting our morning with the TPO. We should always start with the TPO. What can you take from it? If these charts are foreign to you, I'll cover it here. So for those who don't know, TPO charts stand for Time Price Opportunity Charts. They have nothing to do with volume. I do have my volume by price to the side of it, but we're looking at the market profile. They have to do with time, not volume. A lot of people say that price and volume is all that matters in trading. It's not true. Time is very, very crucial, and there's a lot we could take from our TPO. What do the market profiles look like? Where are our points of control? Where value area high, value area lows, the highs and lows of the market profiles, what they look like. Are we building value? Are we trading inside multi-day balance? All of these things are taken from our TPO. Very, very important, and that helps us construct our daily plan, right? Excuse me. Take a look at the transacted volume on the daily chart. So a lot of the times after looking at my TPO, I'll swing over to a daily footprint. So looking at the transacted volume on a daily chart, a lot we could derive from this information, right? There should be. If not, I'll go over here. So I believe we could see this here. Right, so this is the overnight session. When did I post this? 6:44. So this is our overnight session as of around that time, and this is yesterday's volume distribution. Look at this crazy, crazy day in the market, right? I was talking to a few guys in the room. It's been well over a year. It's probably been a few years since I remember seeing price action similar to this. It was fun to watch in person. Anyway, looking at what we see here, what do we see looking at the transacted volume? Sorry, forgot to say, if these charts are completely foreign to you, you have no idea what you're looking at, pinned to the home of the YouTube channel is a quick video that shows you what you're looking at. Essentially, what you're looking at is transacted volume. That video will go in more detail, but I'm going to carry on here. So what do we see? We see sellers towards the top of this overnight session. We ran the high of yesterday's cash session, and we should also look at this high volume area. Right, we dip below. This is a key area we've been talking about, and this put in the low for the overnight session. And when news came out before open, guess where the high of the overnight session was? To the tick of our sell zone. All with the order flow. Using TPO, we gain confluence between using all of our tools, create these buy and sell zones, and sure enough, they work, right? We use the footprint, we use our order flow for confirmation. We're never taking levels blindly. You want to make sure that market makers, banks, algos, whatever you want to say, is on your side. Well, how do we know that we have big hands on our side, let's call them? That's where we look at our larger time frames, like our daily, our 4-hour. If you want to go long, where do you want the majority of the volume to be transacted? Pause if you want to answer, but I'll answer here. You want it to be with you. If you're going long, of course you want to be long at the bottom. You want the volume to be done at the bottom. And you want this footprint to look like this. This is a lowercase b shape profile. Now, if you're going short, what do you want? The opposite, no? This is showing you that the majority of the transactions are on your side. Now, of course, there's more to it. We go into more detail. We have a 3-part series. That's an introductory series that goes over TPO, goes over footprint and everything, as well as what I look for entries, all in as much detail as I possibly could. Where are we? And this was a not buy zone. This was a daily plan from the 11th, so a few days ago. What did I just do? So this daily plan that we're looking at from a few days ago, we see this sell zone here. This sell zone, since this was posted, was not interacted with until yesterday. If you look, I know it's a little bit blurry here. If you are curious to actually see, my link to my StockTwits will be in the description. But yesterday's high day was, of course, at the sell zone. There's no crystal ball. It's all in the order flow. Yeah. So I'll post my executions below. How many people on here claiming they trade for a living but not showing executions day in and day out? Now, obviously, I'm talking about here on StockTwits. Well, I'll get into this more, but you see so many people who just post blank charts with no executions, a few rocket ship emojis, and then they try and sell you a subscription without showing you how to execute or showing you anything. A strategy, even though a strategy can work, there's edge in it, it does not mean squat if you cannot execute. Take any 5-year-old, show them a candlestick chart for 5 minutes, show them how to find support and resistance. Yeah, support and resistance works, but that doesn't show you how to enter. Execution is everything, and that's where our footprint, where we could dissect each candle, helps us. So yesterday we had this crazy rip. I missed the long. I spoke about it with the ChocolateLabTrading, the guys in the room. We were live doing our market recap, and I was talking about what I did incorrectly. I kind of had a little bit of bias in my trading. I thought it might go lower, but we had a clean entry. We went over. We have specific rules, or I have specific rules that I look for entries once we have confirmation across our other tools. I share all of that, and sure enough, the entry for the long right at the bottom yesterday was there, but I did not take it. I stood on the sidelines and waited. We had sell zones that we interacted with, but looking at our tools, they didn't say it was go time until sure enough we came to the high day at that sell zone, and that's where I ended up taking my trade. I believe this was the trade that I took yesterday. The time is cut off, but this is literally right into close. You can see here, this is the 4 o'clock candle. I exited the position into close, but literally, I'm letting the high day do itself. I want to see the exhaustion on the tape. I want to see that sellers are active in here, which I am seeing. So I am going to be active once people who are low slamming here, other shorts, get stopped out. I'm entering on their stop outs, 75% off at 5 points due to the time of day. Obviously, this is right before close, so I want to be more conservative with partialing. I took 75% off here, and then, as I said, I cut it into the close. I don't like to hold overnight, but that's me personally. So that was yesterday's executions, and here's today's daily plan. Levels are just levels until order flow confirms it, right? I just said over that this is one of the ways we manage our risk. The footprint helps us from taking unnecessary cuts, right? You're not buying support or resistance lines just because we're interacting with it. We need to see that buyers or sellers are active to confirm. So yeah, this was the buy and sell zone. Every day at 9 o'clock market time, I'll hop on mic, share screens, and the team and I will go over each of these zones, why I consider this a cautious sell zone, why is this a sell zone, very cautious, the confluence that we have behind them to build them, all of that stuff. Obviously, when I show everyone how to do it and what I'm taking from it, the confluence between our tools, in doing so, people are learning how to do this for themselves. It's not some alert room saying I enter here, I exit here. The sole purpose is to teach exactly how I do it, and I'm proving that I can do it, and I am doing it successfully, right? I'm very against alert rooms. I think, who cares what I think, right? Let's continue. Take a look at the 4-hour chart, folks. Do you see buyers, sellers? Is it crucial to know where market participants are? Oh, it is crucial to know where market participants are located so you can profit from it and make it a career, or make this a career. Also take note of the overnight session high. Yep, as I said, literally to the tick at the sell zone. But do we see buyers? Do we see sellers, right? Let me zoom in a little bit. Oh, I actually might have the screenshot. Let me see. Yeah, I do. I'll zoom out now. Sorry. All right, now I lost the screenshot. All right. Finally. Do we see buyers? Do we see sellers? What do we see? Well, I don't know about you, but I see buying imbalances here. We peak down, crucial level, remember. Buying imbalance, exhaustion at the lows, right? How do we know this is exhaustion? Look at how many contracts are being transacted here. 10,000, 12,000, 7, 6,000. 3,000, 7,200, and then 300. This is exhaustion. No one else is willing to transact over here. The market's going to go where people are willing to transact now, and that's why we go up. And same thing on this side, 11,000 contracts, 12,000 contracts, 9, 10,000 contracts, 100, 200, 300. Exhaustion. No one's willing to transact, and we went down. That is how, or one of the ways how, we use the footprint reading our order flow. So this is about just under an hour after the open. I don't think at this point I took any trades, but there were valid trades. We came down and we interacted with this buy zone that we had on our daily plan. When we looked at our 5-minute, our 30-minute footprint, we saw the temporary exhaustion here, but we didn't see it on the 4-hour. We didn't see it on the daily. So personally, I didn't take a trade here, but two people did, knowing what they were looking at. One took it for, I think, 10 points. Yep. And he took it for 57 to 72. You do the math. 15. So yeah. Knowing that our higher time frames are not set up yet, we know that we have to play for quicker trades, that the real move, if you will, is not ready yet. And that's how I took the trades that I took today. All were to the long side, even though higher time frames said that we were going to continue down in the session. So let me read what I have. My personal execution, only one trade so far, as you could see. This is a 30-second chart, just so you could see. I was filled and exited all within the same 1-minute candle, so I flipped to a 30-second, so you can see that I did take the long and exited, and it wasn't just a stop out. And you can see it was my only trade of the day. I don't know why the time is cut off. If you care to see the time, if you go to StockTwits, it is there. If I zoom out here, maybe? Yeah, there we go. So 9:30 over here, no trades, long, and that's where I got that one. So yeah, that was one trade, and then after I said took 2 more trades today, we'll post once I'm done. So oh, sorry, I didn't even go over this trade. So I knew that the order flow was saying that we would continue down, but there are things that we could see from the order flow. And what do we see? In here, there was a lot of people trying to sell for the next leg down, thinking this was going down. And what happens? We rip over them. They all are forced to stop out. They're stopping out here, stopping out. Quick wick over here. What's going to be over here? All these guys who didn't stop out yet, who are in a negative position, are going to be on their hands and knees thanking the heavens that they could get out near their average. So I am buying their cover and then covering. This was a 5-point quick scalp in and out trade. Yes, it still went. I could have got 10 points out of it, but I'm taking the sure trade because knowing on the higher time frames, I know we're going down still. So this is how you scalp on the tape. 3 trades, 3 wins. Larger time frame order flow says we continue down. Smaller time frame order flow says take these easy points. So this is the trade that we just spoke about. Here's it on the 1-minute. See, that's why I posted on a 30-second chart, because you could think that I got stopped out. I did not. So another same thing I'm looking for here. I'm playing off and I'm buying or selling other traders' stops. This is a quick 3-point in, out. I knew that this was going to continue down, and this is where I was looking to add bigger size. This was small size. When I scalp, I use smaller size. Even smaller here. A scalp for me is 5 points. Obviously, 3 points is super small. So small size there, and this is where I loaded in. Not quite full size because I'm still taking off at 5 points, but I don't know, 60-70% of my normal trading size, right? So I'm scaling in over here, taking 50% off at 5 points, another 50% off at 11 points. At this point, I was waiting for higher targets, but I only had a small position left. After my first targets, always my stop is at break even. And as we started coming down, it looked like I was going to take this break even stop, so I just moved my stop 1 point in the money for the rest of those contracts. But this is all in the order flow, guys. let's see, did I say anything else? I think that was it for today. Oh, of course, I love to see students have green days. You know what I like more though? Green weeks. Obviously, the room launched only 2 weeks ago, and we have multiple traders saying how good of a week they were able to get, or able to have rather. It's really nice to see, and yeah. So that was today. This is how I traded the day, my daily plan going into the day, all of that, right? So I hope you guys all had a green day today. Have a great weekend, and I'll see everyone on Monday.